Sometimes I look around me and see that I have everything I need. I have a warm house in the winter, food on my table at supper time, a family that loves me, friends to hang out with. I have many things to be thankful for. So, do I still need to trust God if I have all these things? In our story, Abraham has a similar question. He has everything he needs. 1 year after God visited Abraham and saved Lot, Sarah has a son. They name their son Isaac to remind them of all the ways that God has blessed them. Now Abraham doesn't need anything. He has wealth, servants, and a son. He does everything for Isaac. All he wants is Isaac to grow up into a strong young man and to continue his lineage. After all, God promises a great nation will come through Isaac. One day, Isaac is now a young man. God again speaks to Abraham. God asks Abraham to make a sacrifice, similar to what Abel made. However, this time, God asks Abraham to give up that which is most precious to him. God does not want Abraham's sheep. It wouldn't really matter to Abraham to give a few sheep away. God wants Abraham to know that he can trust God with everything and anything. So God asks for Isaac. Now Abraham, he is thrown aback by this request. God promised a great nation through Isaac. He knows that God keeps his promises, but he also knows that God wants him to sacrifice Isaac. God is asking the impossible again. However, over the years, Abraham has learned that he can trust God with the impossible, so he chooses to obey. Early in the morning, Abraham wakes up. He walks over to his son Isaac to say good morning one last time. He says, "Let's go make a sacrifice to God." Together, they gather the supplies and load the donkey. They start their long walk up the mountain. Abraham walks in silence, contemplating how God will keep his word. Will God raise Isaac from the dead? Will he protect Isaac from the flames? Maybe God will provide something else to take Isaac's place on the altar. Isaac asks, "Dad, we have the wood for the sacrifice, but we forgot to bring the lamb." Abraham is in distress. What does he tell his son? But then he answers, God will provide the lamb. After all, God always keeps his promises. When they arrive at the top of the mountain, they stack some stones to make an altar. Abraham finally breaks. Weeping, he tells Isaac, You will be the sacrifice." Like Abraham, Isaac does not understand, but also like Abraham, Isaac trusts his father. So, Isaac lays down on the altar, and Abraham pulls out his knife. When suddenly the angel of God appears. He grabs Abraham's hand, commanding, "Do not harm the boy." Just as the angel intervenes, Abraham hears the sheep baaing in the bushes nearby. There is a lamb to take Isaac's place. God provides. Abraham gives his best to God, and God provides for him. God keeps his promises. Isaac will not be harmed. Even though Abraham has everything he needs, he chooses to trust God with his very best. And God continues to provide for Abraham.